you're pretty good.
Welcome to City 17.
I used to be an adventurer like you, and I took an arrow in the knee.
Nerf this!
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Nostalgia. Video games have made up just about 70% of my life. That is very sad, but it has allowed me to make friendships with people I still continue to surround myself with every day. And in an odd, usual way, it has shaped me as a person over my life. Introduced me to new philosophies. I mean, the Joker was right to kill all those people, wasn't he? He was the good guy, right? If you answered, yes, please seek an insane asylum. The stories I was told and the stories I did tell, such as me joining FaZe Clan in Modern Warfare 2 days when I was 12. And what is all this? Say it with me now, class. A neglectful upbringing. I'm just joshing. It's nostalgia. Everyone gets nostalgia. And yes, even you. You reminisced about that time where you waited for school to end so you can rush home and play the new Call of Duty every November. I know you did. All of us did. How about that time, that one night where you invited a few friends around to play a good game of CSGO all night, and then it turned out the Russians had banned you for a week, so you made a petition to erase Moscow from the global map. And these strong memories are usually created without you even being fully conscious about it. Isn't that crazy? It just hits you 4 years down the line, and you just remember, and you just sit there like, oh yeah, I'm an adult now. In all honesty, it doesn't even have to be that long ago. I mean, damn, I'm already nostalgic about playing Death Stranding, as corny as that game was with its princess beaches. Look at it! It has that one Scandinavian actor that everyone loves so much. Norway's pretty lit. There are just so many games that I can point out here that makes me so reminiscent about them. Ones I wish that I could erase all memory of playing so I could play it again for the first time again. GTA 5, Left 4 Dead 2, Metal Gear Solid 5, House of the Dead 4, Portal 2, IKEA VR Experience, Weed, Borderlands 2, and Borderlands 3 because please wipe my memory of that shit. I do not want to play that ever again. Unfortunately, I find it very hard to get back into a linear story game and enjoy it as much as I did the first time, but that only becomes natural. That's why we have multiplayer games, like Call of Duty, where you get to shoot people over and over again. Hey, nostalgia. I'm in my bed. I bet you haven't seen anyone else do this before. Not on a single video.
Look, I think all that matters is that I had a normal childhood!
The bed is a chamber, if you will, of thoughts and dreams looping in and out of your hollow shell of a skull. I thought this would be a perfect space to discuss memories and how they work and such. Maybe I'll talk about how they work, you know, to help convey how mentally impaired I am. Have you ever woke up one sunny morning, the rays of the sun shine through your curtains, you boot up your Xbox to play Gears of War 3, and you go on the hard map overpass? Have you? No? Me neither. And it's funny that I treasure that memory, because it's such an insignificant moment in my life. My brain just happened to get up one morning and was just like, hey, you're not going to remember this and appreciate it because times were more simple back then, you dumbass. Also, I'm your brain. Okay, thanks, brain. Like, why the f do I look back in such an obscure moment in pure bliss? Hello, Bill Nye, please explain? Vsauce Michael, I know you're out there still doing MDMA with the shamans. Okay, what about something less specific? I'd remember that I'd try to stay up late at night on double XP on Call of Duty because I wanted to get as much as I could out of it.
Yeah, we're gonna stay up till 7 a.m. We're gonna have red eyes. We're gonna be tired as hell. Our parents are gonna be mad at us.
And then we fall asleep by about 12 a.m. Bedtime at 10, so we were naughty boys. It's a very common scenario that I keep dearly to my heart because it's when I got my first Xbox. Even though it had already been out for 5 years, it was like the wheel reinvented to me. Except this wheel didn't have the red ring of death, and the casing didn't melt if you had it on for more than 3 hours. Take that, microcock. It's the finer things in life, people. The Xbox One only came out 7 years ago. Why is everything speeding up? Hello, life, slow down. I'm probably gonna die next week. I don't know. Are you guys nostalgic yet? Well, stick with me. Don't go running off into your little nostalgia corners yet, listening to Home Residence and your XXS Tentacion's being all sad and shit. I feel like nostalgia is a deep message from your brain telling you to appreciate what you have. Your friends, the things you have.
You've got Reddit gold.
What a weird juxtaposition, am I right? Being a gamer and having friends? What? Another moment in time I deeply appreciate is when the Death Stranding reveal came out. The echo of Laura's I'll Keep Coming playing in the event hall. Hideo Kojima's name being presented, the great palette and all its stylization, added to that with all the hype around this new game, left a lot of people wondering what would be the first to be produced by Kojima Studios. And this reveal left me with a lot of goosebumps. It was cold. Everything was shown through visual storytelling. There was no dialogue in this trailer. The atmosphere was right. I found the mystery to this game somewhat cathartic. And there was just so many conversations I had with people, theorizing what the fuck is happening in any of these trailers. And in the end, we would just end up evaluating it as, and I quote, weird Japanese shit. I mean, y'all watch Princess Mononoke, right? God came through and he was like, nah fam, and he touched another guy, then that guy was like, bruh. Irrelevant, but that's a case of some weird Japanese shit. I digress. Point being is that I care about my memories in video games, and you should care about yours too. And if you're not playing video games, what in the frick are you doing? These are moments you share with people. Maybe you played a solo game and you love the story, it gives you a really funny, tingly feel in your tummy, and you go, ooh, that was a fun game. I'd like to play that again. These are your memories, and this is what matters, and will only matter when we all grow old and die. And no, I did not spend all my time in the GTA 5 strip club. Please stop asking. I know my memories have shaped my passion a lot for these Seizure Fests, and I'm really looking forward to what there's going to be in the future. Maybe some more time in the GTA 6 strip club when that game comes out. Who knows? It's funny because nostalgia can just hit you out the blue, out of nowhere, because you looked at something that was vaguely or is perfectly similar to something you've seen previously in your life. Or maybe one day you're feeling a bit blue and you're sad, so you're reminded of good times. Or maybe you're nostalgic because you have an incredible time if you're not a cynical bastard like me. Say for example, it's October 2018. Fallout 76 is about to come out, and it's sort of like, holy crap, I get to play this post-apocalyptic wasteland with my friends without having to download a mod that could probably have Bitcoin miners on it. And it's release day, so you go and check it out, and all you see is... Turns out it's some doo-doo. It makes you go, damn, I miss Fallout 3. I'm gonna go play that instead. So you gotta play Fallout 3. Maybe feel a bit nostalgic, play it for about 20 minutes, or maybe a few hours. And everything is fine. Let's not kid ourselves here. Most likely you would have just got bored and went, damn. This isn't as good as I remembered.
Give me that sweet roll you got from Old Lady Pop.
Maybe I could relive it better in the war with Iran and America instead. So then you join the war in Iran. Damn, this isn't as good as I remembered it. So with good, obviously, comes the bad. I feel that unfortunately these memories have raised the bar of expectations for games in the modern day, maybe given it a bit of elitism. So this brings me to the next point. I need to now undo this whole setup. Please bear with me. Hi, I'm Ramsker, but in my angry commentary chair. I want to discuss a few final things quickly. Tainted expectations, false expectations, and using nostalgia to drive sales. Oh, and I know, one of those points is, ooh, EA is bad. EA is bad for the gaming community. And it's like very they are the Joker of gaming. More often than not, memories will never be exact, and your expectations are, well, let's just say, not what you expected. One day you want to dust off your old Xbone 720 and you want to play some Elder Scrolls. Oblivion, to be exact. Well. Go through the tutorial level, pick Argonian, watch Picard from Star Trek get nay-nayed. You motherfucker! Stranger. Go into the big, wide world, play about 20 more minutes and realize, wow, I'd rather be playing Fortnite. So the question is, but why? I enjoyed it a lot more back then, so why won't I now? It can't be the graphics, they're tolerable. And it can't be the gameplay, it's somewhat okay. Have I just changed so much as a person that my tastes have evolved and no longer want to play Oblivion, one of the forefronts of RPGs? So you're telling me I won't enjoy ever playing Minesweeper as much because the internet is more accessible? You're telling me that space pinball is no longer fun because I have so much more options? Yeah. But also, let's not forget that it's completely subjective on who enjoys a game. Maybe in some cases, it was because the library was so small back then. So we didn't have much to choose from back then compared to today, where Steam just throws about every little microscopic piece of pixel in your face, and it's like, hey, play this dog shit game where you put a puzzle together of anime people, because people enjoy that. Not normal people. Going onto the new and trending page as of recording this, Dragon Quest II, Boneworks,
但我不这样视频博客。
and Hentai Nazi. Maybe the game you played back then introduced a new genre or style or innovated on something and it blew your teenage mind into a million pieces and now you're like, oh, now I've got to pick up all these pieces and put my head back together. Maybe that's why I have brain damage at the age of 20. And so many games in the present day nowadays don't really change up on the mechanics or change up on the stories and they end up being so formulaic, and maybe that's why we're just so upset on it. Some. Not all of them. Because of our memories and what we grew up with, I feel like our standard for games have raised a fuck ton. Have you ever played a game before that's part of a franchise that you've never even touched before, and you thought it was very good, you enjoyed it a lot, and then your friends come along and they tell you, hey, that's bad, you shouldn't enjoy that? For me, that was Resident Evil 5, I know. I was introduced to Resident Evil from the 5th installment. Jesus Christ. But looking back on it, having played the franchise thoroughly a bit more now, I can see why people dislike the 5th game a lot. I mean, with how intricate and innovative the first 4 games were. I only liked Resident Evil 5 because I never had a bar set for the franchise yet. If I had only played the previous 4, I would probably too dislike Resident Evil 5. But I would not have disliked Buff Chris. Look at the size of those fucking arms. Oh, Jesus. Japan? Is this the white man to you? To be honest, it's like this raised bar is a reason audiences tend to refuse sequels to games or movies they enjoyed that felt conclusive. Their expectations previously got the best of them many times when looking forward to a sequel. Maybe because the sequel wasn't so good. And every time a bad happens, the bar is raised an inch alongside an angry poster in r/gaming. And this bar is raised for the majority of the gaming community. I can only imagine the struggles of the developers trying to keep the audience interested in the franchise, what with how saturated the market is now. Oh, hello, FIFA 19 fans, we have FIFA 20, but instead in this version, we have grass that is ray traced, and now it leaves skid marks. Not the shoe skid marks, the other kind. Sometimes even tweaks that seem fairly minor can be really interesting to a franchise. I didn't give a shit about Call of Duty since Black Ops 3, but with the new Modern Warfare come out, I was actually somewhat interested and inclined to go back to it. Everything looked like it had weight. It felt like you had control. The sound design, it came off less like an MLG montage, and the theme felt a lot less comical and a bit more serious. The campaign was fun and different, although the story was complete dog ass. Nonetheless, I actually enjoyed Call of Duty again for the first time in years. Hey, this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's a common tactic used and it's abused. Okay, thank you. Research teams and studios will use nostalgia to fuel practices such as the pre-sequel. Pre-sequels? Yeah. It's beautiful, I know. Luckily, a lot of the time, a lot of blood, sweat, cum, and tears are poured into these passion projects, and we get things such as Resident Evil 2. There's a lot of Resident Evils in this video, I know, but some of the games are good. This is a completely different game to the original, with a shit ton of replay value. You can finish this game in 2 hours if you know the exact path, but it's fun as hell, so you can extend it to another 20. But sometimes, that isn't pulled off so well. I'm going to use an example that isn't from the video game realm, but from the Kino realm. Star Wars.
The compressor.
The 7th movie followed A New Hope in its story direction and plot. I totally understand that the move could have been done to settle in the franchise again after so many years, but regardless, it still falls under fan service, which triggers a nostalgic buzz. I mean, bruh, they threw in old characters like Luke, Han Solo, Chewits, and my favorite character of all, the Millennial. People are gonna see all of these things they remember from younger years and be like, I like that one movie where the guy goes, and after all that, we get The Rise of Skywalker. Spoiler alert, it sucks. I know, daring opinion. But Ramsker, any examples of video games? Why yes, you big dummy dumb. Before you smite a thee with a dislike, let me give you a few examples quickly. Final Fantasy VII, Medieval, Spyro Trilogy, Skylanders Spyro Adventure, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, Halo Anniversary, and IKEA VR Experience 2. Skylanders was a mistake. Pretty much any remake, remaster, sequel, and pre-sequel is gonna inherit fan service and nostalgia purchases. Again, not a bad thing, but it could be done right and also done incredibly and terribly wrong. So all in all, people, keep making memories. Cherish something while you can. Share these things with your family, your friends, loved ones, and just enjoy and consume. Because memories will be the only thing we have at the age of 80, alongside a wheelchair and a co-op funeral care bill.
I'm headed off to Ocean Shawnee, where the birds and the bees won't know me. Man and war won't exist no more, and there ain't no gals to keep no score.
By the way, YouTube 2016, that was prime YouTube.